Ready? Yes, we are ready. We are ready. I'm excited. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching us from, whatever part of the world that you are in currently. We are excited to have you here live and direct with us. We're excited to welcome you to the TechGrid 4.1. It is powered by SoftSpot Communications, and I'm excited to be your host for this edition. Yes, my name is Andrew Igbinereka. I'm an instructional designer, a project manager, and I do a number of things around youth development and programs design. I'm excited to be your host here today for the TechGrid 4.1. And the conversation today is an exciting one, but I'm not going to bore you with that now. I'm going to bring it later and hit you hard with it. Yes. The last time we were here, we had a fantastic conversation. We had everyone add their voice to the conversation, and then we talked about AI, whether it's a threat or a catalyst to human intelligence. And a lot of people had amazing things to say. Some people stood at the far right saying that, there is a threat that is looming because we have kids who are, delegating the use of their brain to AI. And so we had experts we had a team mentor who came here and shared his perspective about what that would look like in the coming years. We also had people stand at the far left talking about the advantages, how that AI helps to process large amounts of data and basically helps us handle the little things while we focus on the most critical things, which involves our thinking and coming up with solutions. And some person stood in the middle saying that there's nothing that has been created that doesn't have an advantage or a disadvantage. At the end of the day, it's how we apply it, how we use it, that really shows whether it's a threat or a catalyst. Today, we are talking about AI in healthcare, right? We laughed about it on the WhatsApp group and we said, just imagine you walk into a hospital and instead of meeting your normal doctor, now I'm thinking about it. If you're familiar with the city of Benin and you're familiar with UBTH as University of Benin Teaching Hospital, I'm just imagining how that a market woman will just enter into the hospital, coming to see a doctor, and then the next thing is just hear a robot saying, I'm imagining it, and I can't wait for what our speakers have to tell us today, right? I can't wait. So we have that topic in front of us today. And so before we go into it, I'm going to be welcoming the founder, the CEO, to talk to us briefly. But before he comes, I'm going to tell you about SoftSpot Communication, so why this matters, who is behind this, and why we are doing what we are doing. SoftSpot Communications Limited is a Nigerian-based ICT company committed to bridging the digital divide by providing broadband internet access, monetized Wi-Fi solutions, and smart digital technologies to underserved communities, institutions, and businesses across Nigeria. It is founded by engineer Ako Agemome. SoftSpot operates with a core mission to go beyond access and into possibility. The company leverages hybrid wireless and fiber infrastructure to power homes, hospitals, schools, airports, and public spaces with fast, secure, and scalable connectivity. The other things that we also do, I'm going to put it in the comments, so you can just feel free to read about it so that you get a grip of what we do here at SoftSpot. Now, because it's a conversation and we have a lot of people joining us, you might have questions to ask. So I'll put in the comments the rules of engagement so that you know how best to engage. If you have a question, you have an opportunity to ask your question. If you have a contribution, you would have the opportunity to put it in the comments, and then from time to time we'll just highlight some of the contributions so that we can give our speakers enough time to talk and address the questions that we have. Now there is an icon. If you're using your mobile, you see it when you click on the three dots, you click on the three dots, you see an icon that's like a hand like this. If you have a question, by the time we get to the Q&A session, you can click on that icon and then we'll see the list of people who have questions to ask. And also, if you have a contribution, because we want to hear what you think, we want to hear your ideas, feel free to put it in the comments, and then from time to time, we're going to highlight the comments that you have made. Thank you very much. We're excited to have you. We also have one of our speakers join us. We're happy to have you. We're happy to have you. We're happy to have you. Now, I'm going to hand over to our founder and our CEO, Engineer Ako Agemome, to take us away with the opening remark. Over to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate, very soon we'll have a robo-moderator, Andrew. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope, I'm being heard. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining us from. My name, like the moderator has said, is Engineer Ako Agemome. I'm the founder CEO of SoftSpot Communications. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this. Imagine walking into a hospital where your diagnosis is delivered in seconds, not by a doctor in white coat, but by an algorithm. A world where your prescriptions are tailored not just to your symptoms, but to your DNA, analyzed instantly by machine learning models. This isn't science fiction. It's now, it's real. And it's raising one profound question. Are we being cared for by doctors or by data? Welcome to the age of Robo-Doctors. But let's pause, because this conversation isn't really about robots replacing humans. It's about rethinking the role of care, the boundaries of technology, and what it means to heal a world where machines can think. In the next few minutes, an hour or so, 2 hours, we will explore the promise, the pitfalls, and the possibilities of artificial intelligence in healthcare. From surgical robots and diagnostic engines to chatbots and virtual therapists. And most importantly, we'll ask, can AI truly care for us or just care about us? Let's find out. Let's find out this very interesting and controversial topic. Thankfully, we have very, very brilliant minds here in our panel, and we're going to learn a lot from them today. So, like they say, we're going to erase your doubts. So you take your position, and eventually we'll come to a point where we will look at it from the angle that fits humanity, that is best for humanity. That's the goal of the whole thing. Thank you very much. Back to Andrew. Thank you very much.
Okay. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. I'm excited. I'm pumped up, guys. I know you are also. So take a moment right now to share this link, invite your friends, let them join us. I'll just give you 1 minute to do that. Share the link on your WhatsApp status, on your WhatsApp groups, get your friends here. Now, let me tell you, when it comes to the conversation of AI, it is a wild place to be, right? These speakers we have here today are helping us put things in perspective, so we don't, fall for anything. Another thing is you usually will not get the opportunity to speak with this set of people, this quality people here. These are people who do research. So please take advantage of the opportunity that SoftSpot Communications is bringing to you, and don't take advantage of it alone. Share with your friends, get them here so they also can enjoy what we are enjoying here also. So I want to say a big thank you to SoftSpot Communications for bringing this live and direct to us, and I'm excited to be here moderating. My name is Andrew Binoeka, and I'm an instructional designer amongst all other amazing things I do. Thank you very much. We'll go to the first speaker, but before we bring up the first speaker, I want to let you know that we have an exciting game that we're going to play, right? So I just hope that we have a balance. The last time we had a balance, we had a male and a female winner. I hope this time around we have a balance, right? So prepare your minds, prepare your mind, prepare your keypads, and we'll jump right into that quickly. Now, I'm also going to be putting on the group the Instagram and Facebook and YouTube handles. You can take a moment to also follow us on social media. Follow us on social media so that you do not miss us when we have any other amazing things to share with you. Okay, someone is saying something in the comments. Please, can you speak up? The audio is low. Oh, great. Okay. Please confirm that you can hear me loud and clear.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So you can follow us on Instagram at SoftSpot Tech. Follow us on Facebook at SoftSpot Tech. And on YouTube, we are My SoftSpot. So you can take a moment to do that quickly. Thank you very much. Now we'll go straight into our first speaker. Now this is how this session is going to flow, right? We're going to have our first speaker speak to us for 15 minutes, and then we'll take questions for 10 minutes. Right after that, we'll have our second speaker speak to us for another 15 minutes, and then we'll take questions for 10 minutes. And then right after that, we'll go into our games, right? We'll go into the first game before we have the third and the fourth speaker. So stay tuned, have your pen and your notepad, have your AI assistants, have all of those things, and then take note of all that you're learning today. Yes, so I'll go straight into reading the bio of our first speaker. Now, before I bring up our first speaker, I want to go through the rules of engagement so that we're able to maximize our experience here today. Now, if you're not speaking, which of course we have a speaker, you mute your mic so that we can hear what our speaker is saying clearly. Another thing we want you to do is to use the raise hand feature, like I said earlier, for when you have questions during the Q&A session. And then we encourage you to be open to dialogue, listen to what is being said. And if you have questions and the questions are not being addressed on the call, you can always reach out through our social media to send us a message. Now, when you have the opportunity to ask your questions, we invite you to turn on your mic and turn on your camera so we can see your beautiful and lovely faces so that we can know who is talking, we can put a name, and then we can connect with you. But if you are in a place where it's crowded, you're not able to turn on your camera, that's also fine, right? If you have a contribution to make, a comment to make, please put it in the comments. From time to time, I'm going to go there and read that. And do well to introduce yourself with your name, your affiliations, or simply that you're a tech enthusiast, and that's fine. Now, our speaker here today is Dr. Ose Ikem. And when I saw that name, I was like, okay, Ose Ikem, that's a blend of two tribes. Quite exciting. So we can't wait to learn all that she has to share with us here today. Dr. Ose Ikem is a licensed clinical pharmacist based in El Paso, Texas, holding a Doctor of Pharmacy degree and a strong interest in the transformative potential of artificial intelligence, which is AI, in modern healthcare. With years of frontline experience in clinical pharmacy practice, Dr. Ikem has built a solid reputation for patient-centered care, medication safety, and collaboration across disciplines within hospital systems. As a forward-thinking healthcare professional, Dr. Ikem is passionate about the growing role of data, automation, and intelligent systems in medication management, clinical decision support, and population health. Her ongoing research explores how AI technologies can improve pharmacist-led interventions, minimize medication errors, and personalize pharmacotherapy to achieve better patient outcome. Dr. Ikem offers a unique perspective that combines clinical expertise with digital transformation, emphasizing why pharmacists must actively contribute to shaping the future of AI-driven healthcare. She is dedicated to evidence-based insights and committed to improving patient outcomes through innovation. Guys, can you listen to the bio? Listen to the bio. So please pay attention to what she has to share with us today. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, if you check the three dots, you see an icon that has the emoji. I want to see fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis. Let's make welcome Dr. Ose Ikem.
Hello, hello, hello. It's a beautiful day and a beautiful age for all the tech enthusiasts and for healthcare. Let me share my screen quickly. All right. Do we see my screen?
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
It says can't share screen. That's what it tells me. Did we enable that function?
Yes, it's functional. Can you try it again?
Okay. Do we see it? No?
Yeah.
We do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now.
All right. It's a beautiful time to be alive, actually. Well, welcome everyone to today's TechGrid presentation. My name is Dr. Ose Ikem. I'm a doctor of pharmacy. I'm a clinical pharmacist. I'm based in El Paso, Texas. I have over 6 years of experience in the hospital space. I've also done a couple of retail, but I have experience in the acute care setting. Today we'll be exploring how AI is transforming our profession beyond traditional dispensing, because I know most of us think of pharmacists as people that you go to the pharmacy to get pills from, but we are more than that, and AI is actually involving our role. We are creating new opportunities for patient care and clinical excellence. All right, the evolving role, pharmacist role. The pharmacist profession has evolved dramatically over the years. We've moved from primarily counting pills to becoming essential clinical decision makers. We work hand in hand very closely with the other healthcare professionals in providing, patient care. AI is accelerating this transformation for us, enabling us to analyze vast amounts of data, patient data, and contribute more meaningfully to healthcare teams. This evolution represents both a challenge and an opportunity for our profession. So we transition from dispensing focus to clinical decision making. We do data analytics as core competencies for modern practice. We integrate with our multidisciplinary healthcare team, and AI augments, enabling deeper patient engagement. So a smarter assistant, but not a replacement. AI serves as our smart assistant across these 4 key areas. It enhances medication safety for identifying potential interaction, okay? and that might be mixed with complex regimens. So a lot of people are on multiple medications. You can imagine there is like, there's something called polypharmacy, which is a very big thing with the elderly, and it can actually lead to a lot of medical mishap, including deaths. So AI helps us identify this kind of complex regimen and help us manage it better. It enables truly personalized dosing by incorporating genetic factors. Isn't that exciting? It provides this decision support by surfacing the most relevant therapeutic options. So there are lots of medication coming up for different disease states. Now it's able to tell us the most effective. And it automates routine tasks, freeing us for more meaningful patient interaction. So when we talk about this AI thing, yeah, people say it's happening, but let's kind of marry it with real life situations. So Mayo Clinic and opioid risk prediction. So opioid is a medication. We have all heard about the opioid pandemic, and people die a lot from opioid, but there are certain population that are high risk for, having there's a respiratory depression. So opioid makes you not able to, control that. We breathe without thinking, but opioid makes you not be able to breathe, and you don't realize you're not breathing. So there are certain people, like people with COPD, people with lung issues, that are at high risk for having this kind of complication by just getting regular opioid, not like they are addicted to it. So Mayo Clinic has implemented an AI system that developed that analyzes EMR. EMR is where we document, when we see patients, where you put in your notes, those are the EMR, electronic medical records. Data to predict which patients might experience respiratory depression from opioids. This allows pharmacists to intervene proactively, okay, hours before traditional monitoring would ever detect such a problem. And the system has reduced opioid-related ICU admission by 35%. That is significant, and that affects our bottom line. If we reduce ICU admission, then here in the US, then you get reimbursed more. So it demonstrates the life-saving potential of AI augmented pharmacy care. So this is just one example, and I hope this study is like spread out and widely used around the world. Another one is the Brigham and Women's Natural Learning Language Processing tool. So at Brigham and Women's Hospital, they've implemented an NLP tool that scans clinical notes and discharge summaries for medication reconciliation errors. So medical notes can contain very unstructured medical information. Sometimes we go through this note, you have to scan through, just try to make sense of what's going on the picture you are trying to paint. But with this tool, it's able to actually help you make sense faster of this note and pull out relevant information. This is critical because so much medication information is buried in unstructured text that pharmacists simply don't have time to thoroughly review. The system has reduced medication error by 21% and related readmission by 18%, showing how AI might miss due to time constraint. I mean, this is all this is huge. Medication error can lead to readmission, and readmission, when patients are readmitted here in the US, it's a ding on the hospital. The insurance that will pay them probably will not pay them because patients were readmitted within 30 days. So this initiative, AI augmented initiative, will help increase the bottom line and reduce errors. So another real world situation, pharmacogenomics with AI. So AI can now look at our genes and tailor treatments. This is big. Pharmacogenetics represent another frontier where AI is making precision pharmacy a reality. Institutions like St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and University of Florida Health are using AI platform for analyzing genetic markers to guide personalized medical dosing. For medications like warfarin, warfarin is a narrow therapeutic index drug, which it has a narrow, you have to get it in the blood, a narrow index. If it's lesser, the patient may experience clotting. If it's more, the patient may bleed. So it's a very dangerous drug. And these systems have reduced adverse event of warfarin by 30% and decreased time to therapeutic range by 43%. This is the future of truly personalized medical care. So what AI can do, even though we talk about AI, Robo-Doctors, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be comfortable seeing Robo-Doctors taking care of me. Maybe I'll get there. But despite all this technology, there are crucial aspects of pharmacy practice that AI simply cannot replicate. Empathy, cultural understanding, right? Advocacy for patient access, and the ability to educate patients in ways that they can understand. AI can replace this human element. These remain uniquely human capabilities, okay? The best AI implementations recognize these limitations and enhances rather than attempt to replace human connection at the heart of healthcare. You will all agree with me that there are times when you need that human connection, right? You don't just, maybe for example, you are calling, maybe a bank might be something you are used to, and there's an automation, you are hearing the same instruction, and you want to talk to somebody who can boycott the protocols and the processes and actually listen to you and tailor care to what you need. So AI can provide that. We still need that human link, human connection. So what does the road ahead look like? There definitely are ethical considerations with this AI. There's the issue of privacy in healthcare. Privacy is a big thing. So as we look to the future, we must establish ethical guardrails, right, for AI in pharmacy. We need to address algorithm biases, protect patient privacy, ensure equitable access, and guard against over-reliance on technology. Moving forward requires integrating AI into pharmacy education for sure, fostering collaboration with developers, establishing clear regulations, and expanding successful programs to community settings. Remember, the best technology in the world still needs a human care. Who cares? As pharmacists, we must lead, not just follow how these tools are designed and used. Thank you. I hope I've educated you with one or two things.
Thank you very much.
Wow, that was power-packed. That was power-packed. And it's really exciting to see how that AI, when we say AI in healthcare, sometimes we feel it feels like we are far removed from the conversation. It's really exciting to see like real on-site impact of AI. I don't know if I'm the only one feeling that way. I know I'm not the only one feeling that way. It's exciting to see that. So if you have questions, please don't hesitate. Now it's your time to ask questions. You have questions. Now it's your time to ask questions. I have some questions I want to also ask. So take your moment now while it lasts. Thank you very much, Ma, for the insightful delivery. I wanted to ask, what AI tool did you use for your slide?
Oh, Gamma is the way to go.
Gamma is the way to go, guys.
It's mind blowing. Like it's mind boggling.
Yes. So, guys, if you have questions, just put up your hand. I give you the floor. You ask your questions. So, my own questions. While we wait for people to, okay, we have someone's hand up, but let me ask my question first. Can AI truly understand and respond to emotional needs of patients?
That's a limitation. That is something a machine for now, AI machine cannot do. We have not seen it. Maybe in future they are going to incorporate it, but for now, we still need that human element to understand human emotions.
Okay. So let me give a hearing man Udoisi. Hope I did not murder your name. let's give you the floor to ask your question.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning for this platform. Good morning, Ma from Nigeria. My question is basically that isn't AI what they call GIGO in computer language, which is garbage in, garbage out, in the sense that it is what you input into AI that AI can give back to you. If you put in some things about some drugs and AI has limited information, it cannot give you a holistic view of some medications if you don't put it in. So how can that help us with resistance, and especially in medicine, people have some idiosyncrasies that people don't react to some things, they react to some other things. So this limitation, how will I work in that kind of setting? Thank you.
AI has been fed with a lot of data. So a lot of clinical trials that are going on, AI has been fed a lot of data. AI has been around for a while now. So we are seeing that AI can summarize different clinical trials and the interactions that happen, and it's able to summarize it and give you the best answer. So AI has been fed with a lot of information. So that is why we also have to use our own clinical. We have to be part of, building the most perfect AI, because it's like you said, it's garbage in and garbage out. So we have to be part of it to make sure that what is being imputed in those machines are the most up-to-date and current information, so that it can give us the right response that we need. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
It does.
Oh,
Thank
great.
you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for adding your voice to this call. Let's hear from Ask Ederin Musa.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for this session. My question just has to do.
Please, can you turn on your camera? Is it possible for you to turn on your camera?
No, I can't turn on my camera because
Okay,
I'm having two meetings at the time.
Okay, that's fine. You can go ahead.
Okay, fine. My question has to do with accountability and responsibility. I hear the speaker when she spoke about the use of AI currently, and of course the limitations. My question is, when AI makes mistakes or causes any harm, who is ultimately responsible? I mean, for those things that it has been accepted by maybe the institution that the AI can handle for them, who takes that responsibility? Thank you.
That's why so far healthcare is still, we are still cautious, right? There's still like my practice, there's still a lot of human, we are still following our due process. AI is just enhancing, AI is making things faster. If I need to look for drug interaction, rather than go to clinical pharmacology, go to UpToDate, trying to find exactly the best information, I just type in AI. AI is going to give me my answer and give me references and give me the best answer. So that's why I say in the limitations in the guardrail, you cannot take out your clinical professional knowledge, or your clinical, guardrail. You have to still be there to make the decisions, not just rely solely on AI. AI is just here to enhance what we do. Does that answer your question, sir?
So, and to a certain extent, I was thinking about whether there are ways to even improve the system, whereby they are able to kind of I don't actually need to be a medical doctor or a pharmacist for me to be able to at least get to 99.9% availability and will I say accuracy of solutions that you get out. Because I was thinking that for those things that AI can do very well as it relates to medicine and all that, those things that that it has been agreed that AI can do, they can actually achieve over 99% accuracy like human. It can replace.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That would be a question for the tech gurus, maybe not for us, because we are not developing the AI.
Yeah, so I have a question. So my question is, now there is the conversation about, like you have spoken now in response to the question by Ask Ederin. You said that you still have to use your own knowledge, not totally relying on the AI technology. So my question would now be, what kind of skills would doctors now need to learn, especially because AI is gaining more access, especially to in healthcare and other sectors, really. But what kind of skills would you recommend that doctors begin to learn so they can easily deploy these AI tools?
Oh, they have to. Everybody that doesn't get on board, we get left. Like my niece will say, everybody has to educate themselves on how to use this tool, the right questions to ask, how to pull up those information, and also we have guidelines, right? Healthcare has guidelines. We follow guidelines. So the information the AI is giving you doesn't make sense with the guideline, So you still have to use whatever you learned and your experience to take care of the patient. So that is why Robo-Doctor can't be fully robo, because you can't underline the importance of the training that the healthcare professional has.
Okay, that's it.
Sorry, I want to add to what she said. This is actually for me, the technology people. The truth of the matter is, if you certify AI or robot to be able to do something, it should achieve over 90-something% of it. Why do I say that? You should make sure that ab initio, the framework you are talking about, is already embedded in that algorithm. That it should be trained with the entire framework. Then you now populate with all the data such that once the keywords or the commands are imputed, they are able to read the evidence based on what they have. And then they are able to offer those solutions, because I'm trying to relate it to other use cases, not medicine in this case. For example, in the legal profession, if you have a database where you have all the decided cases, from the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal there, and then you train the AI to say, okay, if a lawyer is going to the court, the lawyer needs to do a presentation for the judge, and this is the framework of the presentation. How you introduce your case, how you relate to decided cases, how you now make your argument tying to decided cases, and how you present your prayers for the judge to be able to respond. And this should be, say, 2,000 words or 3,000 words or 3-pager or 5 or 7-pager. You should be able to even if you are not a lawyer, you should be able to put in those keywords, describe that particular case that you have, whether it's murder, whether it's marriage, whether it's land, whether it's any kind of company, any kind of case under the legal jurisdiction, for you to be able to automatically get a PDF or get an email or get a text of decided cases, because The AI is talking to the existing database that has updated Supreme Court decided cases, Court of Appeal and all that. So in terms of framework and what you want to see, is just to mimic what you are doing currently, train the AI, and then you have a better tool to get in. So yes, there are some things they cannot do right now. There are some things they cannot do right now, but those things that they can do, it should be end to end. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's really elaborate. Thank you very much for adding your voice to this conversation. Thank you very much, our speaker, responding fantastically to all the questions that have been asked. I think Abdul Malik Umar says that that's called prompt engineering, just as Ask Ederin has tried to emphasize. Thank you very much for the session. So guys, you did not ask your question, but you can connect with our speaker. Okay, so Don Ike Obi says, not all this is one general misconception about AI. It won't take over jobs. Okay, it's responding to the question by Abdul Malik. And so Abdul Malik is asking, people say AI is here to take over jobs, Is it possible in the healthcare sector? And Don Ike Obi is saying, they say that's a general misconception about AI. It won't take over jobs. It will make things faster and better. So basically, to add to that, basically the people who have the skills, to make things faster and better will get the jobs. But that's a conversation that we'll explore as we go on with the call. Thank you very much. So guys, let's put a round of applause in the comments. Let's use the emojis and let's give a round of applause to our speaker, Dr. Ose Ikem, for this fantastic presentation. I don't know, Matt, is there a way we can follow you, maybe on social media, on LinkedIn, on Instagram?
I will get to the engineer. I'll get a moment to give my information.
Okay.
Yes.
You can put in the comment. You're going to put in a comment, yes?
Yes. I have to dip now. I have to get to work. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Ma. We really appreciate you taking the time to be here. We know how it can get, especially when you have other things to attend to. Thank you very much, Ma. We appreciate your time. Yes.
Thank you.
At this juncture, we are going to play a game. How many of you are excited? How many of you are excited? Don't worry, keep that excitement, yes? Keep that excitement. We're going to go right into our next speaker. Yes, I like the way the emoji is sparking on my screen. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Yes. So we're going to go right into our next speaker. You see, it's already hot, Abby. It's hot. As it's hot, it's getting hotter. And I'm going to introduce our next speaker quickly. I'll introduce our next speaker quickly. Our next speaker is Dr. Ehima. Dr. Ehima Ewere. I hope I pronounced it well. Dr. Ehima Ewere. And Dr. Ehima Ewere is a dedicated anesthesiologist at the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, Benin City, with extensive training and clinical experience in anesthesia and perioperative care. Dr. Ewere is dedicated to delivering safe, evidence-based anesthetic services across diverse surgical specialties. His professional interests include pain management, critical care, regional anesthesia, and patient safety. He is actively involved in medical education, contributing to the training of medical students and resident doctors in the Department of Anesthesiology at UBTH. Dr. Ewere is passionate about improving perioperative outcomes and advancing the practice of anesthesia through research, continuous professional development, and collaborative clinical practice. He strongly believes in the role of technology as a complement, not a replacement for clinical judgment. Dr. Ewere advocates for a balanced approach to AI, one that preserves the human touch while embracing innovation. I like the perspective that you have taken, so that you can preserve jobs for us. Thank you very much. We're excited to have you join us. At this juncture, we'll just give you the floor to take us away.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from. Can you hear me clearly?
Very well. Very
Loud and clear.
Yes. I'm Dr. Ehima. I'm an anesthetist. I work in the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, and I'm their chief resident. Talking about AI in medicine, medicine has different specialties. So if we're going to talk about AI in medicine, it means we're going to touch at least every subspecialty in medicine and the importance of AI in administrating good healthcare to patients. But before I start, I just want to let it be known that AI is not about taking control of our jobs. It is about making us or giving us better control of how we manage and treat patients. So there's really no fear that AI will come and take our jobs as doctors. Can I share my screen, please? It's possible.
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm trying to look for it. Wow. Sorry, I'm coming. Give me a minute, please. Can you see it?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. If it's not, can you hear me? If it's not, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay, but if not, let me just continue. Okay. I'll share the PowerPoint with Dr. Akko later. So artificial intelligence, before we talk about artificial intelligence, what is this artificial intelligence? You get artificial intelligence is just, we can break it down to say, is the use of computers and machines to perform tasks that should be or normally be done by human intelligence. So using artificial intelligence is just an aid to help us make fast decisions, quick diagnosis, and prompt management of patients. So taking it down and breaking it down into various subspecialties. I'll try and talk briefly about each specialty and little about the importance or the help it will aid the doctors making their own input in the management of patients. Okay, if we talk about radiology, radiology is this diagnostic medicine. We have the MRIs, we have the CT scans, we have the X-rays, So AI now, what happened, what's making it so fascinating is that AI can detect tumors very early before it's outblown. You get even small tumors before it spreads. So this allows us as doctors to start management of these processes early enough before it is wild blown. When you go to pathology, AI, can you hear me?
Yeah. Very clear.
Are you there?
Yes, very clear.
Yes. AI for the morbid pathologists, for the hematologists, for the lab medicines. AI helps to read slides faster, quicker than the humans. But however, all these needs to be checked afterwards because AI can still make mistakes depending, computers are garbage in, garbage out. So most of these results we get must still be supervised by doctors. For the internal medicine, AI can forecast heart failures, kidney diseases, diabetic complications far before it gets worse. critical care medicine, like I work in the ICU, AI can even let you know that a patient may possibly have cardiac arrest if certain things are not done before certain times. AI check blood pressures automatically, spikes in pulse rates, cardiac arrhythmias, trying to tell you what type and giving you insights or letting you know what possible drugs will be beneficial to the management of such diseases. For the neurologists and mental health, AI identifies strokes on brain CT scans, the type of strokes, whether hemorrhagic or ischemic. It can also still tell us about neurodegenerative diseases. So there are a lot of things AI is doing. When you come to, you guys have heard about robo-surgery. Now people can even perform surgeries, not particularly being in the surgical room. You can be in Nigeria and I'm performing surgery in the UK from Nigeria. It happens. Sometimes both the AI machines and the surgeons will be in the room. It increases efficacy, speed, and enhance the very good outcome of this management of these patients. In pediatrics, these are babies. Early detection of diseases is usually very important in pediatric patients. AI assists us to make sure that we detect a lot of diseases before they are fully blown. When we talk about medicine, usually medicine is not usually about healthcare. We still do statistics, we still do researches, with a lot of imputed data. AI can compute and make analyze a lot of medical literatures and clinical trials quickly and faster than humans. Now we can even use AI to do suggest evidence-based practice on the management of a lot of diseases. So what's happening is that AI is taking the trend, giving support to doctors, and providing real-time alerts to doctors for timely interventions. But in all, you usually have challenges with all these. With all the benefits of AI still has its own pros and cons. Most especially protecting patients' privacy and data security. And also, when imputing or garbaging in what you put in the computer, you have to make it AI fair and unbiased. So when doing this, doctors and medical practitioners are usually trained in the use of AI in the management of medical diagnosis. So artificial intelligence really is not taking over our jobs. Artificial intelligence is helping doctors, nurses, and patients all over the world. It makes healthcare faster and smarter, but we must use it wisely. Let me give you an example in where I practice in University of Benin Hospital. We are trying to move from using of clerking papers, writing on papers. We use AI now, computers. So it makes waiting time shorter, faster, prompt, and focused, not asking unnecessary questions that may not be important in the management of our patients. So in conclusion, what I would just want to say is artificial intelligence in medicine is not taking our control of our jobs, but giving us better control. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Lovely.
Wow, that's really profound. That's really profound. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. If you have questions, please ask. If you have questions, please ask. You've heard it from Dr. Ehima Ewere, right? Is not taking our jobs. A lot of questions around that. I've seen that in the comments. I'm going to take one question from the comments. I think it was Uyosa was asking. So Uyosa said, when attending to a patient, do the AI consider the history of the individual? Like family history and all before responding?
I can't hear you, please.
Can you hear me?
No, not clearly, please.
Okay. Can anyone else hear me? Okay, so let me make it louder. When attending to a patient, do the AI consider the history of the individual, like family history and all, before responding to the individual?
You know, when using AI to take because the main goal of a doctor is to make quick diagnosis and treatment of a patient. So this family history, we're still going to impute it into these computers, you get, before giving us an evidence-based answer and treatment. And we will not choose what parts to go. Most times they will give you different parts, different options. So that is why in medicine, AI cannot fully take control. You get. So when we are seeing patients, we impute those datas into it, and the AI will not say, do this, this is a possibility, this is this, this is this. And you are the one seeing the patient. So you make your choices and manage the patient well.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. I think we have a question from Ask Daring. So please, if you have any contributions, please put it in the comments so that we, don't keep us here longer than we should. If you have any contributions, put it in the comments. If you have a question, please, you can use the icon there, raise your hand, and then I give you the opportunity to ask your question. So over to you, Ask Daring. And then
Thank you once again. Doctor, thank you for your presentation. It was very informative. I just wanted you to throw some light around the remote surgery you spoke about, as if you are telemedicine or when you say remote surgery, that you can be in Benin and you do a surgery for a patient in the UK. Can you just educate us more how it works? I want to try to relate it to the job security that we have been talking about. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, what I meant is that in developed countries now, surgeries are done not particularly where you are. You get. You may be in Spain, but you are performing a surgery in Benin. It's called robotic surgery. It's a new trend and it's coming up. And this can either be still done with the robot with you in the same theater. You get my point. So this AI is revolutionizing everything. There are new trends coming up. So when you talk about robotic surgery, it's using robot as an assistant in performing surgery. So it really does not stop. There's still job security. It will not take over you performing the surgery. You have to be controlling the robot.
What of your assistant? What of your assistant?
If it's replacing the assistants.
Exactly.
Yeah, most times when you talk about assistants in surgeries, there may be more than one or two assistants in surgeries. Assistants may not just be one. So the robot may be one of the assistants in the theater.
Okay, I think I'm clear, because I think it's just like a flow chart, like a process. Now they were not there before. Now they are there. If you go in with 2, 3, 4 assistants, now you will not be going with less than 1 if you have a robot. Before you know it, less than 2. So the jobs are going down. That's the point I'm making. but it's a gradual process.
The gradual process, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have a question from Honorable Sam and move on. Honorable Sam and move on. You can unmute your mic, turn on your cameras, and ask your question. Honorable Sam and move on. Your hand is raised. Okay, while we wait for Honorable Sam to move on, because of our time, let's have a Hikyoya again moment. Please, we invite you to turn on your camera so that we can, yes, thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Engineer Ako, for organizing this event. My question really is bordering on the readiness of our healthcare system for all this. And do we have any kind of research done, to identify what is the investment opportunity in healthcare tech? Okay, and more importantly too, our professionals that have been trained from our universities and institutions of higher learning, are they being trained to integrating tech into healthcare delivery? So it really is three questions. One, is there any research done to determine our readiness for integrating tech into healthcare delivery? Two, training and capacity building for medical professionals coming out of our schools. And thirdly, what is the investment opportunity here? Is there a demand for it? Is there a market for it? And then for those who are looking to invest in this line, in this new opportunity, so that we can get onto it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable. I'll start this by saying the medicine, the medical care is an untapped multi-billionaire investment. We are not tapping into medicine in Nigeria. It's a multi-billion investment. So there's no way in Nigeria, when you put money into, I'm talking about the investment now, when you put money into medicine, I will tell you that you have almost 90% assurance that the investment will yield profit. But when you talk about if there's training, yeah, it is a gradual process. We are doing it gradually. We now do hysterectomies with hysteroscopies. It is a gradual process, and we will get there. I hope I've answered that. Answers your questions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. I think that's a conversation we keep exploring, and maybe
Hello, sir.
Maybe in a subsequent conversation, we'll keep exploring that conversation. We have Honorable Sam here with us.
Yeah.
We invite you to unmute your mic, turn on your cameras, so we can hear you speak to us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you greatly. I'm sorry, unfortunately, I can't turn on my camera. I have to park. I'm on the highway. I have to park to just quickly respond briefly. First, I want to thank the initiators of this this call. I just stumbled into it on my mail and I decided to just click in. I look forward to attending more of your meetings. Very educative. I just want to do a little contribution with reference to my experience when it comes to AI. Now, there was one of my staff who came with a medical report. They went to the doctor explained, but the young lady didn't quite understand what the doctor was actually saying, So she cried and she gave me the report. I uploaded it and put it on one of my AI facilities. the AI was able to diagnose, interpret that report line by line. In short, I was amazed. The person had, I think, something it has to do with fibroid. I was amazed when I saw the way the AI interpreted it. I printed the interpretation from the AI, and I went with her to meet the medical doctor. When the medical doctor saw it, the first thing asked me, "Are you a medical personnel?" I said, "No." He said, "Where did you get this report to? Who interpreted it for you? How did you?" Because the man was amazed that the AI went into details concerning the interpretation of the lab results. And I told the person that it's AI. I generated it from AI. I just uploaded the scan results for the AI to actually interpret for me. So the doctor was amazed, and he actually asked me of the site how I did it. I now took time to really put him through. I was even amazed, So what I'm trying to say is that the era of AI has come to stay. It's not in any way trying to push the medical personnel out. Rather, it's to assist them in making their job faster, making their job more accurate. Because AI is a database of all. For example, let me talk about the medical AI. It's a database of all experts. It's like every expert all over the world bringing their brains to interpret whatever or to analyze whatever it is. Like what somebody said, an operation be taking place in China, the person doing it here is in Nigeria. All you need to do is just imputing the information. You're seeing it on the screen, imputing the information. The person is seeing it, and it's interactive. So to me, it's something that we should welcome, and it's something that everybody should embrace. It has come to stay, and we want more information on it. And like I said, I want to thank the organizers of this meeting, so that more people will get to embrace the AI. And don't look at AI as something that's going to take your job. Rather, it's going to assist us. It's going to assist in a whole way. You see the doctors in Nigeria tapping into the brain box, permit me to use that language, of other medical personnel through AI all over the world. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're happy to hear from you, sir. Thank you very much. We appreciate your contributions. We are far gone.
Yeah.
We are far gone. We'll jump right into the games. We want to appreciate our speaker, Dr. Ewere and Hima, for the insightful presentation. We look forward to receiving your slides so we can dive deep into it. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to also appreciate some persons in the comments who have been making this an exciting experience for us. We have Abdul Malik Umar. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your contributions. We have Don Ike Obi. Thank you very much for your contributions. You've been responding to some of the questions in the comments. Thank you, Uyo Wosa Bright, for the questions, for the conversations. Thank you, Steve X Ezekiah. Thank you. We appreciate all your comments. So it's time for our games. It's time for our games. I saw that I see that we have Wahid, your hand is up. And we also had Godwin, I think it was Godwin, your hand up. Please, we'll just indulge you to, for a moment, let's take the games, and then we'll take the next speaker, and then maybe your questions can come after that, so that we stay on schedule. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We appreciate your understanding. Yes, let's jump right into our games. Guys, we've been learning for straight 1 hour. It's time for us to, to relax. I would have said, let's stand up and dance. But yeah, so our game will be up in no. I have to look for where it is first. Okay, yeah, this way. Okay, I'm going to share a link. All you just need to do is you click on the link and it take you to the games, and then you play the game. And I'm going to display the screen here so that we can all see how we are responding to the different questions. And then at the end, we're going to announce who the winner is. I hope you are ready. So look out for the link. Look out for the link in the comment. All you just have to do is click and just stay on the screen and the game will commence. Yes. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Kindly confirm if you can see my screen. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All the questions are showing ones.
Just present people to present. I don't need to be quick present. Share this down. Okay, Hikyo has joined.
Sorry, are the questions on the left? The questions. What's going on, guys?
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
So we see that Steve X Ezekiah has joined. Doesn't look like I can see the question. Do they know the answer? The option for it. Hikyo Henry has joined. Machi has joined. Please, guys, let's join. Let's have up to at least half of the people on the group. We have over 59 persons the last I checked. So at least let's have 30 persons. Yes, we have 14. We have 14 persons. We have 14 persons. Come on, guys. Let's join. Let's join. Let's join. Let's join. Let's make it exciting. Let's make it exciting. Let's make it exciting. Let's make it exciting. We have 2 other speakers that you must listen to. Don't go anywhere. 2 other speakers. Powerful speakers, guys. Just click the link and join. Okay, so we have 15 persons on the call already. And so we have 16. We have 17. We have 18. We have 17. Yeah, so we'll kick it off with just 17 persons on the call. Yes, are you ready? So you have 20 seconds to respond to the questions. You have 20 seconds to respond to the question. The fastest person to respond to the question at the end of the day becomes the winner. So that's basically how it works. Yes. I have 20 seconds. That's the first question. You have 20 seconds to respond. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. At least you know if you got the answer or not. Okay, 13% failed. I don't even know that. Okay, next question. Which role might AI struggle most to replicate? A geologist, ethics advisor. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. 15 persons have responded. Ethics advisor. We have intelligent people on this call. I'm not surprised. Which AI system watches surgical videos to learn techniques? It's not. Ah! Woo! It's getting hotter. If AI told the doctor what to prescribe, what might the doctor still consider? Yeah, everybody's stressed with that. It's getting hotter. It's getting hotter. Or says Zele. That's it's not us. Okay. No. It's getting hotter. Okay. It's number 6th question. Number 6th question. It's getting hotter. I think I like that. Yes, it is here. Let me build tensions. It's getting hotter. Already. This one, prospecting that. It's getting hotter. It's getting hotter. I don't play the teaser. How you play it? It's getting hotter. People are taking their time to respond. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. And it's our last question. What's one healthcare job AI can't yet match due to emotional complexity? So it's comfortable. Are you ready to see who the winner is? Should give the person t-shirts. We'll give virtual t-shirts. Yeah. Are you ready to see who the winner is? Are you ready to see? I want to see emoji. I want to see emoji. Fire emojis. Fire emojis. Yes, 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 yes. Fire emojis. I want to see some flowers on my screen, some flowers on my screen. Excuse me. Flowers on my screen. Hey, Ify, what kind of emoji is that? What did you think? Screenshots, man. Yes, and the winner is Osezele. Who is Osezele? You have 1 minute to give us your speech. Is it your game speech now? Your opening speech. Who is us? Identify yourself. Osezele.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Cesar.
Oh yeah, give us your how did they call it? Your opening remark, I mean your closing remark.
Not closing remarks now. What is his prize? What is the prize you are giving to him? Not opening remarks.
The prize is a virtual T-shirt. A virtual T-shirt. Okay, you have 1 minute to give your speech. 1 minute.
Okay.
I appreciate Softsport for the opportunity to.
Okay. So I thank Softsport and Engineer Akko for hosting this TechGrid series about Robo-Doctors. And I really gained a lot of substantial knowledge from everything, from the different speakers who have spoken, etc. And then as for the game, you see from first to fourth all got the same scores, but the formula is your speed, how quick you tap it. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Osezele. You come and teach us, how you did it. Come and show us the way. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate everyone who took out time to participate in this game. You are making it more exciting for everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We're going to jump right into our next conversation. Yes, I have the honor of welcoming our next speaker. No other person but Dr. Izehi Eromosele. I'm going to read her bio quickly, but before I read her bio, please, I want to really emphasize again, if you have questions, you have the opportunity to ask your question. If you have a contribution, please put it in the comments. If you're asking your question, we invite you to turn on your camera, turn on your mic, but it is fine if you're not in a convenient environment to do that. Thank you very, very much. Do well also to follow us on our social media. Do well to follow us on social media. We are Softsport Tech on Instagram. We have Softsport Tech on Facebook, and we are My Softsport on YouTube. Stay in touch. You have questions, you can ask. You want to find out how you can connect with us, please do well to reach out. Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Dr. Okay. Our next speaker is Dr. Izehi Eromosele. She is a respected doctor of nursing practice and dual board certified psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, as well as a family nurse practitioner. She is the founder and clinical director of two transformative healthcare companies, one being Perfect Mind Care, a prominent mental health and wellness practice based in New York, committed to delivering compassionate, sensitive, and technology integrated psychiatric care, and the other being Excellence Care Services, a direct primary care concierge style service offering personalized direct to patient care that prioritizes access, trust, and wellness beyond the traditional clinic model. With a strong commitment to transforming mental health services, Dr. Eromosele is leading efforts to explore how artificial intelligence can enhance access, diagnosis, and ongoing care, particularly in the underserved and high-need communities. Her practice utilizes telepsychiatry and emerging digital tools to bridge care gaps and improve mental health outcomes across diverse populations. Combining clinical expertise, entrepreneurial leadership, and advocacy for technology equity in healthcare, Dr. Remosole envisions a future where AI supports compassionate care rather than replacing it. Her work continues to inspire a new generation of clinicians to adopt innovation while maintaining a focus on human-centered healing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome our next fantastic speaker for today. No other person but Dr. Izedi Eromosele. You're welcome, ma. You have the floor. Take us away.
Hello, everyone. So glad to be here. Just before we move on, the last question I don't think is right because I'm in the mental health space. With the one that said which one healthcare job AI can match yet due to emotional complexity. So we do have AI chat boxes that you could literally go online and speak to this chat box and say, I don't feel well, I'm depressed, I feel worthless, I don't have a boyfriend, I've experienced trauma, what do I do? So they do serve as counselors and therapists and psychiatrists. So that question needs to be reevaluated, okay? Anyway, thank you for the very warm welcome. My name, as rightly said, is Dr. Izedi Eromosele. I'm a dual certified family and psychiatric nurse practitioner. I really want to thank the hosts of this forum. This is very, very eye-opening because it seems like a lot of us have a lot of unanswered questions, whether AI is going to take our jobs. I think that's the recurring theme of questions I've been seeing. And so, which is a very valid question because the world is moving as we know it. The world is evolving. The world is changing as we know it. And like my daughter would say, you either get right with it or you get left. It's two ways. Get right with it or get left. You need to be in the know. You need to know what is happening, and that way you don't get left behind. So with that being said, I'd like to start the presentation. I hope I'm able to share my screen. I'm going to try.
Yes, you can. You can share your screen, ma'am.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if this is the one I opened up. Nope, it's not the one. Sorry. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Give me a second. I have a lot of pages open. So give me a second while I figure this all out. PowerPoint. E-robot, that's the one. I think it's this one. Let me just try. If not, I'm going to have the organizer. Dr. Ako, are you able to share the screen, please?
Let me do that right now.
A second, quickly. Okay, I figured it out. That's fine. I figured it out. I think this is the one. Are you guys seeing the screen?
Yes, ma'am. We can see your screen.
Okay, I did a lot of writing, so just bear with me while I go through all of this. So what I did actually was try to answer the questions that was asked in the flyer. So just so that we are more focused in what we answering. All right, so let's get to it. So what are robot surgeons and virtual nurses? Is this an innovation or intimidation? So healthcare as it stands, healthcare stands at the technological crossroads. So we're focusing now on healthcare, where artificial intelligence and robotics are rapidly transforming patient care. So with healthcare spending on AI projected to reach about 45 billion. So it's 45 billion with a B. So that's a lot of money. We are witnessing an unprecedented integration of technology into medicine, most human-centered domain. So traditionally, medicine has been a caring profession, and we're talking about the 1900s now. It used to be that if you used to watch those movies, you see a doctor with a bag making house calls and seeing their patients. Even before they had hospitals, it used to be doctors making house calls, and then they evolved to the more traditional hospitals as we know it. And I believe in Nigeria, they still have those. I was in Nigeria a couple of months ago, and I did visit the University of Benin Teaching Hospital. And so what I noticed is that they still have wards. Over here in the United States, we don't have wards. We have rooms. So you could have a patient cohabiting, 2 patients in a room. But the way I saw it in Benin, in UBTH, with a couple of patients staying in an open room with maybe curtains demarcating or separating them, we really don't have those here. The max you would see is like two patients in a room, you know. And so all of that is all about infection control, just so that we don't spread diseases. So things are really evolving. And so AI has come now. This is the age of AI. So this explosive growth of robotic assisted surgery and virtual nursing raises profound questions about the future of healthcare delivery. As these technologies advance, a central debate emerges. Can AI truly replace doctors and nurses, or will it serve as a powerful augmentation tool? So this also alludes to all the questions and all the doubts that we have, whether AI is going to replace our jobs. So this presentation explores the reality behind the headlines, examining what's genuinely revolutionary versus what remains experimental. We will investigate patient safety concerns, trust issues, and ethical dilemmas, while separating genuine innovations from technological intimidations. So the rise of robot surgeons, as you can see, I'm not sure if you've seen my screen. Are you guys seeing my screen?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. We can see your screen.
The one I'm sharing, no. I just need to move it to the next slide. Next. Okay. I guess Dr. Agemome, you would have to share it with them. I'm sorry. So the robotic assisted surgery represents one of the most significant technological advancements in modern medicine. Dr. Ahima spoke to this. These systems combine the skill judgment of human surgeons and the practice and the precision and stability of robotic instruments. So what this means actually is that, take for instance, when I used to work in a hospital, I have years working in the hospital, in the surgical department, surgical unit. So they would have, for instance, a male come in with, say, having a history of cancer. And so instead of them going into, say they have an enlarged prostate, for instance, for a man, this is what I've experienced. And so instead of them going into the prostate with the human hands, they have a robot go in and surgically reduce the prostate. Remember, they came in for prostatectomy. And then right after surgery, you really don't see a scar. There's nothing there. So this actually enhances better outcomes. It prevents, reduces infection rates. It also reduces the rate at which there is bleeding after surgery and complications generally. So this is, I think this is what Dr. Ahima was alluding to. I have also witnessed patients having laparoscopy surgery, which means that if they have anything going on with the GI, GI, the intestines, they use they have surgery robots that go in there and just make a tiny mark. As a matter of fact, when you see the abdomen, you literally wonder, did they have surgery? You know, the way traditionally they will open the belly up, you see a big gash and a line there. You don't see that. So typically you just see Band-Aid. I think Nigerians, we call it plaster. You just see Band-Aids, about 4 or 5 Band-Aids. So we just see just that. That's where they went in through. And within 2 or 3 days, the patient is able to take a shower and go about their daily activity. So this is something that has come to enhance patient outcome. So what this does is that it enhances precision with elimination of hand tremors. So for patients, for doctors that do have, who knows, they might be having some kind of tremor issues going on. With the steady hands of a robot, they're able to carry out the surgery. Significantly reduces blood loss, like I said, smaller incisions leading to less scarring. Think about it. It used to be that you will go in and have a major surgery, and then you come out with a scar. You see people with gashes, all healed scars, really. And now you don't have that. So that's a major feast. And for us humans, and for especially women that like to wear some types of clothes, you could go around, you know, dressing up and nobody knows that you literally had scar in your abdomen. And so this also leads to faster recovery times and reduced hospital stay. Hospital stay here in the United States is a big thing, because when a patient comes to the hospital, insurance pays you per, they say, God forbid, I come into the hospital and they determine I need surgery for a particular issue. The insurance pay you per bundle. So what this means is that they say somebody comes in for appendectomy. For this type of surgery, we will give you $5,000 US. If a patient goes home less than for 5 days, so they decide we're going to pay you $5,000 for a 5-day stay. If a patient gets discharged 4 days into the surgery, they're doing well. The A&O times 3, there is no complications from surgery. The hospital gets to keep that money. So this is a big thing. So imagine AI coming in, robots coming in to do the surgery, and we're able to get this patient out right after surgery. We get them up, we get them ambulating, we get them doing the activities of daily living, we assess the wounds, and there's no surgery, we get them up. That's more money in our pockets. So when we talk about robots and AI in terms of surgery, this is how it affects our bottom line. So we really want to get patient up and about right after surgery, right? So in that aspect, AI is definitely a win. However, the reverse is the case. When if a patient develops complications, for instance, say it was a human, a doctor, a surgeon that performed the surgery, and we have surgical infection. It does happen. There's nothing that is impossible. It does happen. So the whole idea is that we have to prevent it from happening. So if it does happen, what happens is that if there is complication, the insurance company does not pay for patient coming back post-hospitalizations. So there is a great need for us to incorporate AI and everything else to make this patient whole again and get them out, even if it means we discharge them and get a nurse, robotic nurse, we get an AI nurse to follow the patients at home after surgery. In the long run, it's going to save the hospital money. So at the end of the day, it's all about money. The bottom line is about money. So that's something AI has come to improve. And so with over 1 million robotic surgeries performed globally in the year 2023, the technology has moved far beyond experimental status. However, significant challenges remain, including the high acquisition costs. So to get these robots, this AI model, to train them to what we need them to do, it costs significantly. Dr. Ehima talked about there's a lot of room for growth and development of AI in the healthcare in Nigeria. I totally agree with him, 100%. However, is a cost implication that is going to be one of the deterrent or one of the limiting factors that actually will impede that progress in Nigeria. Of course, there's other factors as well, but that is one of it. So extensive training requirements and complex integration into existing surgical workflows. Already we have system. Dr. Ikem talked about processes, and ultimately decisions have to be made by the clinician. That's true. We have policies, we have procedures, we have guidelines. We go to school for donkey years just so that we don't make errors. So systems have always been in place. However, with the integration of AI, however it comes, it enhances the workflow, it enhances the processes. So we're going to talk now about virtual nurses, the digital care frontier. So virtual nurses leverage artificial intelligence for symptoms triage. Think about, I don't know, for those that have visited the United States, I know, I live here, so I could speak to what happens, what obtains here. When a patient goes to the emergency room, for instance, and so what we do typically as nurses, we triage them. Doctor, I can't breathe, my stomach hurts, whatever it is that they come for. And we do ask them, tell me your history of presenting sickness, the history of your chief complaints. That's what the patient came in from. And so we're going to ask you, so what happened? How did this happen? Were you eating? Did you have a history of it? We gather a snapshot of what's going on. And then in terms of, I do more of psych now. In terms of psych, I'm going to also ask you, because it's prevalent over here. I don't know really the statistics in Nigeria, but I'm sure it happens. I'm going to ask you about your substance use. Now, all of this is being entered into, the nurse has been entering it into the data, the electronic health record. And then I go ahead, I ask you about your psychiatric history. Were you ever hospitalized? Do you have a history of depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, insomnia? There's a whole lot of them. So I'm going to ask you all of that question just to get a bigger picture of your psychiatric history, right? And then next, I ask you about your medical history. What is going on? Do you have a history of diabetes, cholesterol, high blood pressure, asthma, whatever it is? So it's a bigger picture of what's going on. All of this is being imputed into the system, okay, which is already pre-formatted for us. I could show you what I use. I do have a chat. I do have an AI that I use. If I'm able to share my screen, I'm going to show you guys that. And then next, I'm going to ask you about your medications you're taking currently. Are you taking any medications? Have you tried any medications in the past? Whether psychiatric or whether medical. So I will be asking you that. The next thing I will be asking is your family history. Somebody alluded to that. I didn't want to jump into that question. I needed Dr. Ehima to expatiate. We talk about family history as well. So if there's a history of hypertension in the family and you're coming in and you're telling me that you have headache, doctor, I have this headache that I do not know, I've taken Tylenol, I've taken, what's it in Nigeria, paracetamol, I've taken Panadol and it's not going. So I'm going to ask you this question. The daddy, mommy, brother, sister, uncles, did anybody have a history of high blood pressure? Did anybody die untimely? Did anybody stroke out? So I'm going to be asking you all those questions just to get a bigger picture of what's potentially going on. Because, you know, we are made up of our parents' gene or whatever happens in our families. And so there's a likelihood that if hypertension runs in your family, there's a 99.99% chance that you're going to have it. And also mental health. It's not, nobody cause them, just being real. If there's schizophrenia in the family, if there's bipolar in the family, you will be having that. So these are the things we want to find out if you have. That's where we better able to make decisions. And next, I'm going to be asking you, what do you do for a living? Because sometimes the type of job you do, it gives you stress. It gives you a lot of tension, trauma, you know. I'm going to be asking you if you have any, what is your sexual orientation? What do you identify as? Because over here in the United States, I know we all have varied opinions about it. We're not talking about your opinions right now. We're just telling you the reality of it. Some people are traumatized by the fact that they come in this body of a female, or they identify as a male. That is traumatic to certain people. And so that in itself could present to them some kind of mental health issues, just because they cannot be free in this world that we're in that is very, 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 very judgmental. So we're going to ask you all of this stuff to get a bigger picture of what's going on. Next, I'm going to do my assessment. I'm going to be looking at you, and I'm going to be asking, I'm going to see how you're presenting this information, your affects, your mood, the way you talk to me. Are you crying? Do you lack emotion? There are some people that they lack emotion. It's just yes, no, I don't know, yes, no, cold. So that's what we call anhedonia. They have no emotions. So I'm going to do my own assessment to decide how this patient presents to me. And then I'm going to do a risk assessment. In doing my risk assessment, I'm going to be asking you, I'm going to find out, do you have access to guns? Do you have access to firearms? Do you have chemicals? Are you telling me you're going to kill yourself? I ask you, are you suicidal? Have you ever had any suicidal ideation, both now or in the past? And they will tell you. Case in point, 2 weeks ago, right now I'm domiciled in New York. I saw a patient in Washington State. I practice currently in Washington State all through telehealth. I currently see patients in Washington State, Oregon, Nevada, New York, Arizona, Texas, and New Mexico. So I'm licensed and credentialed in all these states. And so 2 weeks ago, I saw a patient. She was only 18 years old. And she told me she was going to kill. After I asked my question, she was very, very cold. She had no emotion, anhedonia. And I asked her, do you feel like killing yourself? The funny thing is that we as human beings, you'll be like, oh, they're not going to tell us. How am I going to tell you that I'm going to kill myself? You know what is funny? They will tell you, because in them coming to see you, they're actually asking for help. So I ask you a direct question. Are you going to kill yourself? And she told me yes. So in that case, what did I do? Again, it's the United States. It's everything, most things are in place, not everything. So what I did was that I called the 911 in Washington. They were giving me the runaround. And so I called the 911 in New York, and I had them connect me to the 911 in Washington State. Now, not Washington, D.C., I'm talking about Washington State. And so the police officers came on the line. They asked me the pertinent questions, what happened and everything. And they asked me a whole lot of questions. And then I gave them the address, and I gave them the patient's information, what she looked like, because it's a virtual visit. And so with that patient, the barrier was that the daddy, she was actually hospitalized in the past for suicidal ideation. They gave her medications to go home on, but the parent, remember, she's only 18, and when you're legal in the United States, you 18 and above. And so when they went to the hospital a couple of years ago, the dad told her not to take the medications because it was all in her head. Again, that was my impression about mental health. It's all in your head. And I'm here to tell you it's not all in your head. And so I told them about the dad being the impediment because he was home, you know, so that when they go there, I mean, you guys have heard about stories of police officers coming to people's homes and killing. I had to set the whole thing up. I called her. I let her know, listen, There are people that are here to help you. They're going to be coming to your home. Let your dad know that police officers are going to be coming and mental health help. They're going to be coming. They're going to help you. They're going to take you to the hospital. You do need a higher level of care. What we're doing right now, it's not going to cut it, because I cannot help. If I hang up the phone right now, I hang up from the telehealth visit and she goes and she kills herself, I will be liable. So I cannot take that blame, right? And so they went in and they got her. And I know she will be helped. I didn't follow up because typically they'll keep you in the hospital to stabilize you. That's what we call it, stabilize you and discharge you. She hasn't come out yet. So I believe she's probably still hospitalized. And so all of this information, I talked about your assessment, your risk assessment, if you have access to guns, to firearms, to chemicals, however your weapon of choice will be. I develop a plan for you, specific for you. So when we impute this information into the electronic health records, these bring out the plan automatically for us. So based on what the patient's symptoms are, because I'm asking the patient, are you feeling worthless? Are you feeling irritable? Are you feeling suicidal? Are you able to relax? I'm asking them, I'm giving them the input. So what I'm doing is I'm imputing information. At the end of the day, the AI tells me, which is also my electronic health records, it tells me what this patient has, the ICD code, because we get paid based on ICD code and CPT code. It's a technical thing. Don't worry about it. But that's how we get reimbursement, all hospitals. So we get paid. The AI tells me what the ICD code is, what the CPT code is, and the plan of care for this patient. Again, to the point of Dr. Ikem, you ultimately decide if I'm going to go by what this AI is telling me, or if I'm going to decide what I want to bill for. So in terms of diagnosing, doing your documentation, and making a treatment plan for a patient, you cannot overstate the importance of AI. It has come to stay. This visit, this story I just gave in like 5-10 minutes, when I have to write my summary, typically it takes about 7 to 8 pages. So AI literally just summarizes it. As soon as you're done with the visit, within 30 seconds, you get your plan of care. And so that's that for that. To answer some of the questions. So what AI does is that it talks about AI-powered patient care. The roles of evolving nursing roles has to do with, in the operating room, nursing responsibility are transforming to include preoperative planning, robotic system setup, and real-time monitoring of both patient and equipment. This evolution requires new technical competence alongside traditional patient care. So when a patient gets discharged from the hospital, we do have what we call patient monitoring. If you go on Indeed currently right now, if you go on Indeed and you look for remote nursing, so you're going to see a lot of roles pop up. What do they do actually? So when a patient is discharged from the hospital, sometimes it depends on what they came in for. We could give you a heart monitor if you came in, say, for something that has to do with the heart. Not to be personal, but my dad did come to the United States a couple of years ago, and just prophylaxically, which means we just wanted to see what's going on with his heart, I took him to the hospital, and then he had a heart monitor on him for 1 week. And so everything he did, from the way he talked, from the way he slept, from him using the bathroom, from him walking, ambulating, it measured everything. And so this day they called me and they said, they called me and they said, you need to bring your dad in. I'm like, why? Why am I bringing my dad in? What's going on? Oh, well, it's called a Holter monitor. And so they said the Holter monitor showed some irregular heartbeats. And I'm like, my dad irregular heartbeat, really? So anyway, long story short, we took him in, he was monitored, and to God be the glory, everything was okay. But it all highlights the importance of what AI can do. So somebody could literally go home on that. Or I've been to patients' home, as they rightly elucidated. I do direct patient care to patients. I know time, right? I have a lot to say. And so we would have a patient have knobs. They have like tapes on them, like leads. We call them leads. And so whatever they do, we'll be monitoring remotely, wherever the nurse is, but they're able to see different patients and different monitors that they have on. And that way, if there is an abnormality, we'll be able to better respond effectively. Let's talk about the COVID-19 acceleration. Did you know that there was a chat box that actually detected the COVID-19 9 days before the outbreak? So the AI gathers data, people traveling, and trends, the way people travel, immigrate and travel. And that's the way it was able to predict that there's going to be an outbreak 9 days ahead of when we saw the first symptom. So that, I think, is amazing. I don't have to worry. So we also have AI also has training imperatives. So for us, we have to be in the know. What this all tells me is that you don't need to be afraid that AI is going to take your jobs, but you must be in the know. What does that mean? You must educate yourself to learn how AI works and how to incorporate it into your whatever it is that you do. Think about it. Let's be logical. For instance, Engineer Akohame, for instance, putting you on the spot, if you need to hire someone and the person tells you, I'm able to automate XYZ and I will do it for you in three hours. And then some other Mr. A says, I'm able to automate all of these things and I'll do everything for you and give you a summary of everything that you're doing in 3 hours. And Mr. B comes in and says, it will take me a little bit of time. It takes time and all of that. Who do you think Engineer Akohame would employ? I definitely, because of the bottom line, I'm definitely going to get this person that is well versed. And ultimately, it's going to reduce my cost, and then it's going to make me more money at the end of the day. So the bottom line for us, I think, is that we have to be in the know. You need to educate yourself about AI and all his massive potentials that it can give us. So the integration of AI and robotics into healthcare creates complex emotional landscape among medical professionals. Research indicates that nurses and support staff simultaneously increase knowledge and heighten anxiety about working alongside these technologies. Structured training programs have proven effective at boosting confidence level, but they also bring limitations and fears into sharper focus. Healthcare workers express concern about job security, that's what we've been talking about, potential role displacement, technical competence, and keeping pace with rapid innovation, responsibility for systems they don't fully understand, maintaining human connections and patience amid technology. And there's also the ethical and social impacts, another layer, which adds another layer of complexity. Questions about AI biases in clinical decision making, accountability for errors, and maintaining patient trust remain incompletely resolved. Successful navigating these concerns require balancing technological enthusiasm. So can AI truly replace doctors? No. They can only augment doctors. They have limited autonomy. They are irreplaceable aspects of the human elements that's definitely the AI cannot replace. And also it's a collaborative intelligence, which means that you need to impute information for AI to be able to, work better. There's also application also includes sepsis detection. I did a project on sepsis when I was doing my master's, And so just like I talked about the bundle brand brunch, if somebody comes in and talked about and acquired an infection, they're not going to pay. So AI is better able to detect sepsis before it occurs. Surgical robotics and virtual nursing. I know we don't have time. I truly apologize. And so what are the futures? What is the future? We have enhanced precision, ethical consideration, training imperatives, and role redefinition. It was pretty hurried, but in summary, I'd like to say artificial intelligence is revolutionizing healthcare operations by enhancing diagnosis accuracy, streamlining administrative workflows, and enabling more personalized data-driven patient care, thereby enhancing patient outcomes. Thank you so much. I know I went past my time, but I truly appreciate your time for this morning.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you very much. You joined in very early, so we had to indulge you. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you to everyone who has stayed with us to this point. I see that Odokuma has a question, but before we take your question, I'd like for us to have our next speaker, so that we just take all the questions together. I don't know, Ma, will you be here with us to the end?
After Engineer Agemome goes, I would see if I'm able. I have about half an hour.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ma. So I'm just going to bring up Engineer Ako, and I'll read his bio quickly. Engineer Ako Agemome is a seasoned ICT expert, strategist, and technology entrepreneur with over 18 years of experience in enterprise networking, wireless internet service provider architecture, cybersecurity, and digital innovation. As the founder and CEO of SoftSpot Communication Limited, he leads groundbreaking initiatives that deliver broadband internet access, monetized Wi-Fi platforms, and innovative digital solutions across Nigeria. A certified Microtic Network Associate and a Harvard-trained strategist, Engineer Ako combines technical depth and strategic vision. He also holds a bachelor degree in electrical and electronics engineering and a master's in business administration. He is a member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and the Internet Society. As a passionate advocate for digital inclusion and ethical technology, Engineer Ako believes that AI in healthcare must be rooted in equity, security, and accessibility. His work bridges the gap between connectivity, innovation, and impact, empowering communities to thrive in a digital age. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome our very own Engineer Ako Agemome. So please take us away.
No, we're here together. We're here together. We're not going anywhere. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. Museli. Thank you all the speakers that have spoken, and all the people that have asked very brilliant questions and a very engaging question. I like the perspective from Dr. Askidarin Musa, and I know you don't know he's a doctor, but he's a doctor. I like his perspective about law and the whole thing about law. You know, it was really thought-provoking. Thank you very much. Now, I'll go straight to it. I know we're past time already, so let's see if we can wrap this whole program in basically like maybe 20 minutes or thereabout. You know, moderator, I've put you down. You have to wrap up. I'm going to hurry up and do my own, complete my own. So I'm going to share my screen now. Of course, I'm not a medical personnel. Everyone knows that. So I'm looking at it from the IT perspective, kind of try to moderate everything, you know, so you see, so we can see it from the IT perspective. That's where I'm coming from. So let me quickly share my screen. My slides are not as Dr. Mushali's slide is like a research, because when I saw the things she was going to talk about, I said, okay, we have entered to see. Okay, thank you. Yeah, let me share that screen. Okay. Okay. So can we see my, can we see? Hope I'm good, right?
Yes, yeah, you can see it's clear.
Very good. Okay, so thank you very much. Yeah, um, like Andrew has said, I'm an IT system architect, digital transformation advocate. Um, I'm going to just talk about a few things, especially the impact of AI in the world and also in some areas in Nigeria, interestingly like Oyo State, Lagos too. There's some AI things going on and we're going to see it now. Okay. When we're doing this, the preparation, some preparations for this for the event, I remember there was a very brilliant speaker, Endurance Jimo. He talked about the time when calculators came in, and there may have been debates and series like this that say, okay, calculators are going to make people dull and things like that. But does anyone think that way? I mean, as of right now, calculator is just part of our life, but complex calculators. We have phones that have high-end scientific calculators in them, and nobody is threatened or worried about them. So eventually we're going to get to that point with AI. The stethoscope doesn't replace doctors. It didn't replace doctors when it came. Neither will AI. But just like the stethoscope, it will change how medicine is practiced. So I said I should start with that so we know we'll rest easy. Some healthcare professionals actually spoken to me about this, and you could feel their worry and their anxiety. Okay, now why AI in healthcare? Now, from my IT background, I see AI as a systems level solution to deep structural bottleneck in healthcare. So while clinicians navigate increasing patient loads, algorithms help pre-screen, prioritize, and even flag red alerts, accelerating outcome and reducing cognitive overload. During the COVID time, like the last speaker just spoke, I don't know how much they use AI, but if AI had been fully developed, just maybe, all those catastrophic news that we're hearing, we may have not seen them, or it would have reduced or been minimized significantly. Because at the end of the day, when there's a surge in requirements for intervention or healthcare assistance, the truth of the matter is that the human healthcare system and the whole ecosystem might not be able to support it, because we are 7 billion, and there are a few millions of healthcare professionals. So you can see that the need for this assistive technology is there. So why the rising demand for healthcare services, of course, physician burnouts and staff shortages, like I just said, need for faster, more accurate diagnosis and treatment. That is amazing, because like last week I just said, I would run with the person that wants to do it for me in 3 hours. I mean, if you're going to change my whole system, just the way all this ChatGPT and all these GPTs do, you just snap your finger and it's like, what? It's just amazing. So that fast and accurate diagnosis, it's very important. Now, the use case in healthcare, we have Dr. Hima talked about this. We medical imaging and diagnosis, radiology, dermatology, virtual assistants, and chatbots. Dr. Ramoseli talked about this. She says she actually uses it. Predictive analytics, and drug discovery and precision medicine. In software terms, AI is the middleware that enables a smarter healthcare stack, from neural networks classifying skin lesions to NLP chatbots. easing triage in rural clinics. We are talking about interoperable, intelligent layers that complement, not compete with human care. AI in radiology, chest X-ray, and breast cancer. Now, yes, global case study, from Stanford's ChestNet, that detected that it detects pneumonia with radiologist level accuracy using deep learning on chest X-ray data sets. In Nigeria, interestingly, there is the NSI Lute Cancer Center is in Lagos. That, they're piloting AI models for early breast cancer detection using local mammogram data. These diagnostic models use deep learning algorithms trained on localized data sets. Accuracy improves when systems understand the unique pathology and imaging characteristics seen in Nigerian patients. Lute's use of AI shows that these innovations are not just global imports. They are local and they are viable. AI in clinical pharmacy and community health in Nigeria. Since our hosting of this platform is pretty much Nigerian, even though AI is global. So we're going to always be trying to narrow down our thoughts on how we can develop AI in Nigeria and help Nigeria and Nigerians from this. Of course we can still help other people, but we are going to focus more on how we can help ourselves on our own. Now, AI in clinical pharmacy and community health in Nigeria, the global use case. Now, in Nigeria, these low-cost, high-impact systems demonstrate AI's adaptability. From AI-driven vaccine scheduling to real-time drug guidance via WhatsApp, these tools show how AI built on lean infrastructure is saving lives in both clinical and community settings. Now, there's you can check it online. There's Ilara Clinic in your state. There's an AI system developed there to optimize vaccination outreach that's helped reach over 13,000 families using geospatial algorithms to prioritize intervention. I'm not sure a lot of us knew this, but it's actually there. It's right there in Oyo State, Oyo State in Nigeria. So these things, they are home with us. Like I've said in some other speaking events, that unlike the Industrial Revolution, where it takes a while for you to be able to acquire contemporary technology, for AI and current information technology, you can get it now. It's not a mass situation. What is obtainable, anywhere in the world, you can actually get it now in Nigeria. You can begin to use it. That is what it is with technology. So it's not something that is far away from us. It's something that is with us. Now, the ethical and safety consideration. Dr. Musa mentioned something about this. Who are you going to hold responsible? But from all I've heard and learned from the very brilliant doctors that have spoken before, I realized that AI is not going to be given that task to be the one to diagnose or call the shots. It still rests on the doctor, the human doctor, to do that. So at the end of the day, whatever output, the human doctor is liable. So AI still remains supportive. Now, from an IT standpoint, embedding ethical protocols in the design phase is non-negotiable. AI systems must be tested for fairness and explainability. Nigeria's healthcare sector must adopt rigorous data governance to build trust, especially when deploying AI tools in underserved communities. Now we have the data privacy issues, we have the algorithm bias, we have accountability in diagnosis, and human oversight, which is non-negotiable. I just summarized it by my what I just said just now. Let me see. Am I almost there? Yeah, I'm almost there. Okay, so the future of AI in healthcare. The future of AI, the future of Nigerian healthcare lies in blended clinicians who understand AI tools and engineers who understand patients' needs. From my perspective, success depends on local training programs, which I think Mr. Hikioya, one of the people that asked questions, talked about something like this, talking about capacity building, local training programs, federated learning systems, and co-designed tech between policymakers, hospitals, and developers. So everyone has to come together, to ensure that AI is ethical. AI in healthcare is used ethically, because anything can be weaponized. So even as it is right now, without AI, healthcare can be a weapon. So when you're bringing something as intelligent and as vast and as massive as AI, you really need to guide that process. My closing thoughts. Now, AI is not a far-off vision. It's already here. In WhatsApp bots, helping rural pharmacists, and ML models guiding urban radiologists. As IT experts, we must continue to drive collaboration, security, and contextual relevance. Because the most powerful AI in healthcare is the one that works for everyone and works positively to bring positive desired outcomes. The true challenge of AI is not whether it can think like us, whether we can guide it with wisdom, ethics, and responsibility. So that's all I have in this session. Thank you very much. The most important thing for me, and I believe for a lot of us, is the ethics, how to guide AI, because it's so powerful that can be a bit scary, but we are above it. That's the truth. We are above it. Like we all know that for things that we use, like the GPTs, is your ability is what you give it that it will give you. If you're able to put the right prompt in there, it will give you very brilliant answers. So that is what AI. So we are actually above it. So we need to use our wisdom, put our everything together, resources, human, everything together to guide it so that it continues to be what it should be, assistive, and saving lives. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, sir. That's really powerful. Thank you for that insight that you just shared. I think we have questions. We have questions. So if you have questions, you know what to do. If you have questions, you know what to do. I have a question while we wait for, okay, Gospel Egeron is a medical student.
Yeah.
So let's give
good afternoon, everyone.
Go ahead and ask your question. Please can you turn on your camera?
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm actually a dental student, a final dental student from the University of Benin, Edo State. So basically, I have passion for tech. So I've been involved in tech for like 3 years now, though I've not been able to go deep, basically because of schoolwork and everything. But is to create innovative solutions to solve the most important healthcare problems, both in Nigeria and globally. So this is like I have a basic question. For someone like me who is trying to, I kind of like I've talked to some few people and I've heard things like, oh, you don't need to have the technical knowledge, because for me, I feel that there are some things that are very essential for everybody that's going to be using the internet, like prompt engineering now. Everybody must be able to generate prompts, both system and user prompt and all that. You must have knowledge about all these things. Though it might not be entirely, but we must have at least some amount of technical knowledge so that we can be able to easily communicate with the machines we are working with. So like, okay, I know how to code, though not professionally, but I know how to code. So like, to what extent do you
Hello,
advise
Gospel,
me to go into the technical?
can you hit your question quickly?
Okay. So to what extent do I need to go? Like, to what extent do I need to have a technical background as a doctor so that I can effectively achieve my goals or achieve my dreams? Because I want to be the kind of person that is working with engineers and like I'm able to understand what they are saying and they are understanding what I'm saying. We can communicate easily. So that's what I'm trying to talk about. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So we'll give Dr. Izei the opportunity to respond to this. And then after that, I would like to hear from the IT perspective.
Sure, of course. Yeah, so to your question, let me try to understand your question. You're trying to find out how much of medicine, in summary, how much of medicine do you need to know so that you could apply AI to medicine? Is that your question?
So I think it's the other way around. How much of AI he needs to know to apply it to medicine?
I don't think you need too much of AI knowledge. What actually AI is evolving, and so there's so much to learn. I think that you should know the basic, the rudimentary aspects of AI, how to apply it, how to give it its prompts. What do you want? There's some basic things you need to know about AI. But in terms of applying AI to medicine, if you can read and write, I think, and if you are learned enough to be a medical doctor, you should be able to apply AI to your day-to-day activities, your day-to-day patient care. Let's put it that way, in performing patient care. So as an educated person, which sometimes I find kind of difficult to, when you're transferring information, when you're trying to explain something to a patient, for instance, you have to get to their points of where they're coming from, right? You have to be at that level. But you as a provider, you need to be knowledgeable enough to research and to literally dissect all the information so that you can give the best conclusion to the patient. So whether AI, whether medicine, whether engineering, I think is knowledge application. Is knowledge application, and the life again is evolving, so things are changing rapidly and constantly. So for you to be in the know, you should be able to critically think and analyze and appraise information that is given to you. That's where you're better able to make a better decision for enhanced patient outcomes. That's the way I see it.
Okay,
I hope
ma,
that
please.
answers your
What if we are going beyond just clinical level? Let's say we want to build a startup or a company that centers around and using technologies like AI to solve problems for doctors, something like that.
if I'm understanding you, you're trying to build an AI to help doctors solve problems. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, something like that. Yes, we'll say something like that. Part of it.
Yeah, you have to find your niche. You have to find what you like. You have to know the technologies that is involved. Say, for instance, you want to you want to create an EHR specific to a niche. So you can't just build something, say, for medicine. Medicine, like Dr. Hima said, and we all know, has a lot of specialties. So you have to know the niche that you want, that you're interested in. And then I thought you said you know something about coding. I do know that most of the EHR, EMR, they have some coding associated with it. I do know also that Canva has a coding thing now that is incorporated into it. So you just have to know what the guidelines are. All of these chat boxes, all of this electronic health record has to pass inspection. It has to pass auditing, because once there's certain pertinent information, we don't randomly just put in information, right? So there are pertinent information that must be included in the EHR so that it could pass an audit. I can't go randomly chat on a patient without knowing that I'm going to get paid, for instance, because it all boils down to the bottom line. So there's certain things that we call it a SOAP note. I know you know what a SOAP note is, but underneath a SOAP note, subjective, objective, SOA, your objective and plan, assessment and plan. Under each of those lines, there are certain things that must be incorporated under a SOAP note. So all of those must be incorporated into this EHI/AI chat box.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, man. Thank you, Gospel, for your question. I would like to, as we call it a day, I'd like to hear the IT perspective to that same question. So I don't know if you have anything to add.
Myself?
Yes.
Okay, so you want to know? I think that your question is about building a business around healthcare using AI. That's a part of the, so you want to kind of know the direction to go and what to do. Isn't that the sum total of the question?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like how much technical knowledge do I need? Because I'm actually like trying to build a startup that will consistently be solving healthcare problems using tech like AI. So like how much technical knowledge do I need? Because I know I don't just need knowledge about business and all that. How much technical knowledge do I need?
Okay. It's very clear. Now, you know that to build what you're talking about right now, it requires a gamut of different kinds of professions. Now, you need product managers there. You need front end, back end developers, all those people together. It's not one person. You cannot stand alone and build that thing. If it's going to really work, and there are some things that you can build. Okay, you built it, but it's not really going to work. But it can work, and you could work. And next thing we're seeing you on CNN, and you're a multi-billionaire. It's possible, but you're going to bring lots of specialties together. So where are you yourself coming in from? Are you a full stack developer? Are you a front end, back end? Are you a design person? Well, those are the questions that you're going to be asking. But from what I'm perceiving, you might play the role of a project owner. You understand? Something like that. We are going to be able to oversee these people because you cannot be all those people. And then again, you have to have very in-depth knowledge and understanding of the area of healthcare that you want to play around in, because there's how you're going to build something that you do not understand. You have to understand it, which means that you probably have to get a healthcare professional into your team, because you are undergraduate doing what again?
Say medical doctor, medicine.
So that's perfect. So which is good. So you're actually thinking in the right direction. That's what you're doing. So Yeah, so I think what you need to do is to understand the team that you need to do what you want to do, you know, because you alone, if you do full stack, say you can develop, you can do front end, back end, designs, everything. A lot of times you are not going to bring a high quality product. You might not even reach MVP level, minimum viable product level. But if you now understand what you need, you can now know how to bring in these assets in, this personnel in, and then run with it. Because you are a medical doctor, you now understand the scope of the project, to be able to actualize it. So to your question, you should be looking in the direction of product owner from that kind of perspective. You know?
Awesome. We've had a thoroughly furnished time here today. Because of our time, we're not going to play our games. But of course, if we have the permission of Mr. Akko, we can go ahead and play the game. But I think we have had a fantastic time today. And so
Dr. Askidarin's hand is raised.
Okay. So we'll give 1 minute to Dr. Askidarin to chime in.
Good evening, everybody. Once more, sorry, I just wanted to talk about was telling the last speaker, or rather, no, not the speaker, the guy that asked the question, the doctor. The most important thing that you need to understand, especially at this stage, is just be wired towards solving problems. So you understand your medical field, you understand the fundamentals, you see the problems every day, start documenting the problems. Once you're able to solve the problem by way of putting a scope together, forget about the developers, because the truth of the matter is that you cannot reinvent the wheel. But if you have, you know, the rest things can come together, because every entrepreneur will tell you, no, every idea is not formed completely the first time, but you must first of all, you know, pass some certain.
Okay.
And I start to work on it. When you start to work on it, the idea will continue to, you know, just, you know, form itself, and then you start to grow. And that's what you have seen in every entrepreneur you are seeing, whether from Aliko to Bill Gates to anybody. That is it. You must first of all have an idea to solve a problem. So focus on the scope, because you're a doctor or you are a medical student. Focus on problem around your discipline, and then this particular solution, whether it's AI, or you know, whether it's any aspect of AI, you know, will help you now automate that process, and then you can now project manage all the different stakeholders that fits, whether it's front end, you know, back end, database guys, UI UX. Those ones will come later, but get your product right and make sure that you are wired towards solving a problem. That's the takeaway. Thank you.
No, leave that question.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
I second that. I think what the doctor that just spoke, Askidarin, was just saying, you have to find the gaps in care. We call it gaps in care. So while you are being a student, a medical student right now, you know that there got to be a better way of doing the efficiency, for better way of doing these things, better way of checking patients in. Why is it that when patients go back home, they come back and they have complications? So it's left for you to develop that you realize that has been something that you have been seeing. So your job really is to find the gap in care. We call it gap in care. Find that gap and find a way, because we all have ideas. Sometimes it's just there and it's dead. So your job is to find the gap in care, develop it, and put it into place. That's where you're able to solve a problem that has not been solved. So just continue being in medicine, learn the processes, learn what you could make better, and come back and you do great things.
Awesome, 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 awesome. That's a fantastic one. We'd like to hear from Eikyo and Mome as we wrap up. Just one minute, please. As we wrap up.
Finally, because again, it's all from that standpoint. What I need you to do is that once you have been able to identify the problem you want to solve and you have created a product that will solve it, you also need to be able to raise capital to be able to set up that venture. All right. And then from an investment standpoint, I can tell you this for free. Anybody who is going to be offering you capital, we want to be able to say, okay, what is the return on this investment I'm going to be making in this your venture? And you've got to be, and there again, you need to be able to do a little bit of work, preparing like a business case. This is the solution. This is the problem it's meant to address. This is the size of the market. This is the growth. They call it CAGR, compressed annual growth rate of that in that particular space. You know, so you need to be able to also play with your numbers as well. So there's a business element to all of this. You know, being a medical practitioner, a medical student right now is a good thing. You know, but ultimately you also need to be thinking in terms of what kind of business skills do I need to start acquiring? Because if the direction that you are thinking of right now is already tending towards maybe being a healthcare tech service provider, you know, and being able to do that, start up that venture, you need money, you will need cash, and you've got to have business skills, and you'll be able to you'll be able to play with numbers, and be able to. I mean, there's a lot to learn, but the good part is that you are still in school and you are being able to you are defining the direction of your career simply by all that you have just said. And that's a very, very good thing, because not very many undergraduates are thinking. A lot of people are still thinking about getting coming out of university and going to look for a job. You're already thinking about being an entrepreneur, and that's a very, very good thing. Never lose that. So I just want you to
I think he has also found an investor in you, sir.
Well, let's see the numbers first. Let's see the numbers first.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Let's play the game if possible. Can we play the game if it's possible, so that we can run?
Okay.
Doing almost 3 hours now.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for your input. Thank you to all our speakers. So let's play the game before we call it a day. Yes. So quickly, we'll go back on that link. I'm just going to share it now. Share it again. You go back on that link. Go back on that link. I think this is the link. Click. That's not it. Sorry, click this one instead. And then this one, right? The screenshot. Share this. No problem. No share this like that.
Please click on that link. It's not showing.
Yeah, that link. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Yes, can see it.
Okay, so kindly click that link to join.
The link was sent 3 times in the chat. Is it the one you sent 3 times? The one that ends with
Yes,
7?
yes. The one I sent 3 times.
That ends with 7x.
Yeah, that ends with what?
Yes.
After the game, there was a guy that wanted to ask a question much earlier. There are two people that wanted to ask questions. If they are still around, we need to give them opportunities to ask questions.
Yes, I don't think they are on the call.
That this link is not working.
Okay. Try this instead.
You have said it again 3 times, right?
Yes, yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. Somebody is joining us as anonymous. If you win, we're not going to give you our virtual t-shirts. You are joining us as anonymous. No problem. If you win, I'll be the one to take the shirts. Chizara, welcome. Osezele, welcome. Steve X, welcome everyone. Welcome. Just give a few more minutes and then we commence. Welcome. Okay, so we kick it off with the questions. Are you ready? Number one. Just another lady. Okay.
Really? Wonderful.
It's actually true. Affective has to do with the emotions. Yeah. In languages. Hmm?
That's the answer.
Hmm. Okay. The last question. We only have 9 questions for this. Please kindly mute your mic so that we can. Yes, I hope this time around we have a female so it's balanced. This is men supporting women now. Eh. Are you ready for the leaderboard? Are you ready to see the leaderboard? Or should we just move on and
show the leader?
Stand up for the champion, for the champion, stand up. Cicada. Who is Cicada? Is it Cicada? Cicada. Who is Cicada? Reveal yourself now. Machi would have just won this so that we just have balance. This Cicada is a man. I believe this person is a male. Reveal yourself.
Who's Cicada?
Where are you? Reveal yourself. You say reveal thyself. Quickly, let's hear from you.
Good evening, everyone. What do you want me to say?
Chizarapi. Is that you?
I'm here.
Turn on your mic and give us your remark. Appreciate SoftSpot for the opportunity to participate in the game.
Okay.
I'm happy that we have a female this time around.
There are 2 people there with their mic.
Good down. I think don't pass.
Can Francis please mute his mic?
Please, if you're not called up to speak, can you mute your mic? Substruct project. Who is substruct project? Guys.
Can I continue?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I want to thank the organizers of the event, and I'm glad I participated. So
thank you very much. Receive your virtual t-shirts.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, guys, I want to appreciate each and every one of us for turning up. I want to appreciate you for coming to this call. I also want to appreciate Sunspot Communications for the opportunity to moderate this session. I've learned so much from all our speakers. At this moment, at this juncture, I'm just going to hand over to Engineer Ako to give us the closing remark, and I wish all of us a lovely and a pleasant day ahead. Bye.
Okay, thank you very much. All of us that are still here, that have been here for this 3 hours journey. It's been 3 hours already. It's interesting. For us to be here, it means that it was an electrifying experience. I have learned a lot. I mean, all this AI series, I always learn a lot. It's something new I'm always picking, you know, from the first speaker, picking things, you know, and we should all understand that these events is a series of AI, different key issues in AI. So we're going to be drilling down on different sectors, you know, education, engineering, those different sectors that is important. At the end of the day, we'll assemble all our thoughts and our ideas and provide some guidelines on how people should go eventually much down the road, you know, when we get to the end of the whole AI series. So we should understand it's a journey. So if you look forward to the next one, we will let you know where it's going to be, because lots of minds come together to determine what we're going to be talking about, you know. So please stay tuned. And we are very grateful that you have taken out this time on Saturday to be with us, you know, and we believe that it's been beneficial. We appreciate all the speakers. We thank them very warmly. Thank you, Andrew, for the wonderful moderation that you have been doing. It's been great. It's making everything very exciting, you know.
Thank you very much.
So it was amazing. You should have been dancing. Whereas I've been singing different songs since, you know. Thank you, all the people that asked the brilliant questions, directed the conversation in the way it should go. We appreciate you all. Thank you very much. So please stay tuned for future events, and also get on our social media handle. We have on Instagram, we have on Facebook. We have our WhatsApp group, our WhatsApp community. It's a vibrant community. You should join that community. It's very important because you will be seeing real life people talking from how they really feel about AI. Amazingly, some people, the way they see AI, it's quite different. In that group, you hear all those kind of conversations, you know, but everything in that group is about tech and AI. So please join it. Now, continue to like TechGrid. The whole idea about TechGrid is that, you know, just the way you have your national grid. Everybody wants to be connected to your national grid. Why? So you have power, you have light, you have electricity. Please be connected to the TechGrid. So we're going to continue to push out very hot topics, very insightful topics, insightful discussions, things that will help people like our young doctor to become the next Elon Musk. You understand? We're happy to be able to provide a platform for people to get information that they need to be able to excel in the tech space. Thank you very much. We'll see you again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've put on in the comments, you'll see a link in the comments to join the WhatsApp community. So please just click the link in the comments and join the WhatsApp community. Also, I've shared the links to our Instagram, our Facebook, and our YouTube pages. So do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. Thank you very much once again, and do have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.